Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification methods you created for the first time.
That's a classic Apple Macintosh ad from the 1984 Super Bowl. Our next guest says it's one of the most iconic ever and has withstood the test of time. Can any of the ads that we'll see this Sunday measure up? Let's ask Charles Rosen. He's founding partner and CEO of Amalgamated Advertising, which made 2 Super Bowl ads for CarMax this year. Welcome to InBusiness.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Margaret.
Why is 30 seconds worth $3 million?
You know, it's a question clients ask us all the time. You know, as we moved into the Super Bowl with CarMax, the CEO was often asking us that question. But it's amazing. It's not just about this 30 seconds. It's about everything that happens before it, like getting to be on your show, all of the press and discussion after the game. You know, it's weeks of coverage. And interestingly, I think what's amazing is as we all get very focused on targeted media these days, hyper-targeted media in social media, other digital outlets, fragmented television stations. This is the most mass opportunity we have to be talking to 100 million people. So it seems to have tremendous impact.
And yet you say that social media is still the most important component.
Well, you know, I think the fact that we're starting with the Super Bowl, that triggers the interest in talking about it. It's amazing that we have the vehicles now of social media to engage consumers on a deeper, richer level, but you can't do it without this initial spark. We're still talking about ads like 1984 that were shot, you know, over 20 years ago.
Images that get burnt in people's minds.
Yeah.
So when you were sitting across from the CEO of CarMax, when you created those ads, how did you answer the question, what am I getting for this money?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I think we see a number of examples of where either brands that were iconic or had real place in American culture reclaimed that position during Super Bowl advertising. If you think about Budweiser and Coca-Cola and these big American brands, you know, reclaiming their position. Oh, that's one of our...
What is that?
Yeah, that's my partner Eric Silver's spot for FedEx, which broke open all the rules on... told everybody what you needed to do for a successful Super Bowl ad. So these are the 10 rules that you need, including talking animals and a celebrity and attractive women. So, you know, Burt Reynolds getting kicked in the groin by a bear, you know, that ranks high on the USA Today poll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the time that's devoted to ads now within the broadcast of the Super Bowl has gone up and up. I mean, it's that's fully intentional to milk this for all it's worth, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean, you know, whether it's milking or not, I don't know of any other time when people are actually tuning in to actually see the commercials. Usually our commercials are pretty much a distraction from what people are watching. We have over 25 million people, they say, you know, surveys showing that are tuning in just to see these. So arguably it's not milking it, it's giving them, you know, more of an opportunity.
And we're running through some of the more, you know, memorable ad campaigns that help to put companies on the map. GoDaddy, which, you know, is a company where you can buy domain names for websites. They really were introduced via this outlet, right?
Well, and you know, I had mentioned iconic brands like Coca-Cola and Budweiser reclaiming their position. You look at companies like GoDaddy, that's a perfect example of instantaneous awareness and instantaneous brand recognition. They are by far and away the category giant in domain registry. They were just one of many when they launched the Super Bowl, and now very few people know any other, you know, place to go other than GoDaddy. And it was brilliant. And you know, from an advertising perspective, you might ask, well, they didn't talk about, you know, their product benefit or their connection to consumers, but it was instantaneous awareness and brand recognition that you know, skyrocketed them to the top of their category.
So what's going to be different this year? What are we going to see in the ad lineup?
Well, you know, I think what we're seeing, taking car companies as one example, I think we're seeing an interest in the economy getting restarted, restimulated. We have more automotive companies advertising this year than ever before. They're calling it the traffic jam of Super Bowls. But I think that's a really strong indication that these higher end luxury brands are re-engaging with consumers in this medium.
All right. Well, we'll watch for those in the CarMax ads.
Yes, they're going to be hot.
2 spots you have.
Yeah, really good.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Margaret,
for running us through.